Hello, my fellow wine enthusiasts. Today I'm going to be discussing just a few things, some wine fun kind of stuff. You know, what I mean by wine fun is there are so many types of wines that you have to choose from. I don't know that why anyone would want to even limit themselves. This is one of the things I find so absolutely awesome about the wine industry. As you know, the wine grape is probably one of the only fruits, one of the only beverages, as a matter of fact, wine is one of the only beverages, I should say, that takes so much time to go from fruit, little berry, to a glass of wine. I mean, you think about it. An orange, you just squeeze it and you got juice. Glass of milk, you got milk. Things like that, you know. So I think it's pretty fascinating that it takes so much effort, so much love, so much care to create a wonderful glass of wine. So today I'm going to just kind of briefly talk about a couple of different wines. One is a wine called Ripasso. It's Valpolicella, very light wine from northern Italy, and very tasty. It's hard to find. Good ones are really hard to find. And what I mean by that is that what is good? You know, that takes us to a whole nother animal. What is good wine? Good wine is what you love. I love good wine, and I think I have a very good palate to discern that good wines. But for me to try to tell you what a good wine is, I can't do that. So most of the wines I'm going to talk about, probably from here on out, unless I'm doing a review, I'm not going to tell you what you should buy or what you should drink. That's the whole point of wine fun. But you also want to stretch your palate. And what I mean by stretching your palate is take advantage of so many of those choices. So we've got a Valpolicella. Contrast that with a Tannat. A Tannat, T-A-N-N-A-T, is a grape from Uruguay. Very, very tasty. Very, very tannic. I love good tannic wines. Tannins, you know, the thing that makes you kind of pucker up, kind of in your sides of your mouth and up of your mouth there. Dries your mouth out. A lot of people confuse tannins with, I don't like a dry wine. Well, almost all wines, still wines, are dry. So just a real quick, sweet, dry, sweet, dry. That's all. Those are the two differences. The stuff in between is semi-dry, so forth and so on, all the way to, you know, very, very to ports, things like that, sherries, other things like that. But most still wines are dry wines. To that end, then this little tool, I don't even know if you noticed, this little tool on the top here called a Coravan lets you just take a glass out without having to drink the whole bottle. And you say, well, who doesn't drink the whole bottle? Well, the point is, if you're trying to do a little tasting, then and it's all you really need to take today, or maybe you want to drink a little bit of Tannat, a little bit of Valpolicella, or maybe even a little bit of South African red wine, you could do so without having to worry about that. Now, the downside to the South African wine is a screw cap, so it's going to have to go pretty soon, probably 2 or 3 days. And I'll talk about how to do some wine saving trips as well. Anyway, back to the wines. That's that Tannat. You saw my face kind of pucker. It's acidic, yet it is very tannin. It's started to slowly, the astringency or the tannins is starting to fall into place. Very tasty. You get a chance to find a Tannat. There's some good Texas Tannats, by the way, if you're here in Texas. And if you're not here in Texas, you know, go to your neighborhood online wine store near you. And here in Texas, we have, gosh, some 2 or 3 or 4 big ones. But T-A-N-N-A-T. I'm going to talk more about that Coravan in a episode down the road here. And also want to talk to you just briefly about glass types. So we've got 2 glass types here. We've got my handy glass that a good friend of mine, Marcy, made for me. And then I got a good, another little glass that I took from at a wine tasting that I did. You know, these glasses, sometimes these are free when you do tastings. This one is a special gift from a wonderful friend of mine. And notice the bulbous size of this one versus the narrow side of this one. They have different names. It's irrelevant right now what these are called, but the point is they both start with the stem and then work their way up to a narrow mouth. Okay, stem, bowl. So when you do a swirl, you know, I'm swirling on the table, or you can swirl here, whatever you want to do. It takes the aromas and the smells to the top of the glass. Wow, that's good stuff. Good stuff, good Tannat. Matter of fact, this Tannat is a Texas Tannat. Again, I'm not going to get into names of wines right now because there's no reason to, but if I was to mention one good Texas Tannat, it would be Bending Branch. So there you go. That's something I do from time to time. Anyway, just a short video. Just want to say hello. I'm getting started, as you know, and different topics have come to my mind, and I've had some friends of mine text me. They're, you know, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you talk about that? So I'm doing this kind of to stimulate some thought for you, and hopes that you will give me some feedback on what you'd like to know about. Alrighty, have a great day. You know, enjoy some wine, whether it's a Valpolicella or a Tannat. I'll probably drink both of these today, and who knows what will happen later today. Alrighty. Cheers from Wineaux Guy. Talk to you soon. Good night.